Hello. Good evening. How are you doing today? And I'm actually streaming this across three platforms, and I am Dr. Aderinsola Adio Adepoju. I am Dr. Aderinsola Adio Adepoju, and I'm a global opportunities expert. I teach professionals, founders, executives, academics how to use the experience they already have to attract global opportunities using the platform LinkedIn. And I'm excited to join you on this Friday night. It's been such a rainy evening, and I'm starting a few minutes into the proposed time because of things beyond my control. Now, let's get started. Hi. So we just do a few minutes of pleasantries and we get right into it. Today's topic is who knows what today's topic is about transitioning career paths. Hi, Tifa. Transitioning career paths using LinkedIn. Transitioning career paths using LinkedIn. And it's such a great topic to discuss today because I see a lot of experienced people who actually want to switch career paths for different reasons, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But today's topic, so just please write it for me in the comment section, is switching or transitioning career paths using LinkedIn for the purpose of global opportunities. So at the center of everything, whenever you hear me say LinkedIn, I always say LinkedIn is just a platform. It is a platform that has worked for me and that works for so many other professionals, academics, founders that have experience. So LinkedIn is a platform, but the framework is independent of it. How do I explain it? I could take my framework or what I teach about attracting global opportunities to another platform that maybe has similar things like LinkedIn and it will still work. So it is about the framework of what I teach, not necessarily the platform. Okay. So when people say, oh, optimize my LinkedIn for me, I'll say, you will need to learn how to build a profile before you actually even get on that platform. Okay. If you attended, oh, there's a bit of a glitch there. Yeah, I just actually made a mistake with my ring light. I kicked my ring light, so it just went all down. Okay, so I'm back now. I'm back now. I kicked my ring light by mistake. So great. Here we are. So, like I was saying, if you were in my session last week, you already understand the LinkedIn, the content of PPP framework. Let me just say yes in the comment section. So I know exactly where to start from. I want to be sure if I should quickly give a run through of how you can attract global opportunity before we now say, okay, transitioning. So if you are in my live, I think on Tuesday, where I was explaining how you could use LinkedIn to attract global opportunities, right? If you were in that session, just type yes. So I know where to start from today. And you send this to your friend, tell them that teaching Friday nights Netflix is about to happen for those that are seeking professional development, especially in terms of getting global opportunities, right? So I don't see anybody saying yes. So it means everybody that is watching me live now did not attend. So because you did not attend, before we say go to transitioning, let me quickly do a crash course on what where we should start from before we go to the transitioning bit. Are we good? Okay, you weren't online last. So let me quickly do a recap. So in the last session, we were talking about how you could use we talked about how do you stand a chance? That was a topic of last session. Do you stand a chance of attracting global opportunities on LinkedIn? That was a topic. It's a very interesting topic. And what I quickly ran through was the fact that if you said, do I stand a chance of getting global opportunities on using LinkedIn? So what I did was I defined LinkedIn. I defined what global opportunities are depending on your level. I also talked about the unique 5-step framework that you can then use to attract opportunities, right? So quickly, LinkedIn is the largest professional network, and it houses 1 billion profiles as of now. And why are we even talking about LinkedIn? Because I'm sure you won't care about LinkedIn if it has nothing to offer you. The reason why I talk about LinkedIn is for different purposes. I always say it is where the decision makers are. And all of us want one opportunity or the other. And if there's anything we were clear on, even if we don't know anything, we know that it is the decision makers that has the capability to give you opportunities because they are the one that makes the decision. So if, for instance, there's an organization that is willing to give a business grant, is willing to give a job, I'm sure it's whoever is at the top of the affairs, the decision maker, that would probably give a final go ahead, irrespective of all the steps that it is. Someone at the top that will give a go ahead for you to acquire or to secure that opportunity. So I always say, instead of you sitting on a platform and wasting your time and gathering vanity metrics like all these other social media platforms, where you'll be saying, oh, people are following me, people are following me, people are, and I'm saying, okay, how is it converting to your life? How is it helping your life? As in people are following you, like, so LinkedIn is not one of those platforms that like I'm concerned about people are following me, people are following me. It's always about let's let's see how we can get opportunities, even if you have 50 connections, 50 followers, it doesn't matter. The question is, the people in that connection, are they the people that should be there? You could have 50, and I'm not talking from my head. I've had clients that had 53 connections. I remember clearly that I think, was it the professor told me that was saying that had maybe 53 connections. I forgot who exactly now, but I'm just trying to tell you that I'm not talking out of OGT. No, I'm saying people that had that low number of connections on LinkedIn and built from scratch. I think I even had a client who mistakenly closed their own LinkedIn and she started from scratch and she was still able to use that thing. So it is not about the quantity, which is I always say, three major reasons why I like LinkedIn. The decision makers are there, so it is faster for you to get yourself noticed by them and to get your opportunities. Number two, it is the largest gathering of people with quality people. Let me put it away. So it means that you've already broken the barrier of saying, oh, I cannot get into the global space because they are there. So if you come correct, it's easy for you to quickly, it's the fastest way to build correct network. And me and you know that your network these days is your net worth. Okay, that's the second reason why I always preach LinkedIn. Now, the third thing is, I say it's one of the social media platforms that allows you to come in your full glory. How do I mean? Like, you will see other social media platforms on top of your this, and they will say bio, 200 characters, 220 characters, 150 characters, things like that. It's so short. So before people can actually come to your profile and see you for the value you carry. And that is why whenever I'm teaching people, I'm always teaching experienced people about this thing. I always say, because I know that for an experienced person, you come with value, you come with results, you come with years of experience, you come with what those that want to give you global opportunities, you come with those things that they desire, and if they see it, they will give you those opportunities. Right? So LinkedIn is one platform that allows you to exhibit yourself in the full glory, right? When I say full glory, like everything you want to put there is there and more, right? So basically you can dump your everything on your paper CV or your ECV can be dumped on LinkedIn. Then aside everything that is on your CV, then you can then dump more in terms of what they are actually willing to see. And where are the three major sections you drop those more? About section, which is about 2006 characters long, in the header, which is about 220 characters, and the banner. That banner, I see most people just leave it bare, or they just put an image, they just put trees or something like that. They just put an aesthetically beautiful image, and it's not helping them to market themselves, right? So that is what I see. So I always say your engine room is empty. Your engine room on LinkedIn is empty. And I do not fault you. I say it is because you probably do not understand how to use that platform. Or you do not even know that those three major sections I just mentioned is your engine room. So those are what I talked about last week, about the major reason for LinkedIn. I also talked about what global opportunities are. A lot of people are always looking for jobs. I say I'm not a job coach, I'm a global opportunities expert, meaning that name the category of global opportunity. So, I want to be able to get appointed or get selected as a delegate to represent my country. That is a global opportunity. I want to get called to speak internationally. That is a global opportunity. I want to be given an award. I did not see all these scam things. Or I'm not talking about this scam. They will say, please contribute money so that we can give you an award. I'm not talking about that nonsense, right? Because that's the kind of things I see locally a lot. Award. Then I'm talking about, I want to maybe I'm a founder. I'm trying to get partnerships for what I'm pushing. NGO founder. I'm trying to get my NGO in the face of people so I could get, those are the kind of things I'm talking about. Global opportunities that are beyond jobs. They are unconventional. I want to get selected to sit on the board. I want to get to be like a global volunteer when where I'm going to Paris to, talk about climate, and those are the kind of things I'm talking about. The kind of things that are the top of the ladder. The top of the ladder. Those are global opportunities. So job is just one category out of 11 that I typically teach professionals with experience how to use their experience to secure on LinkedIn. So that is global opportunities. So I've defined LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn? I've also defined global opportunities and what they are, especially with reference to who have experience. So that is a summary of what if you want to get all the other details. Okay, I think I mentioned one more thing last week. I also talked about my framework, which is what I call the PPP framework. It is called the profile building, platform optimization, and positioning. Now, let's quickly run through that as a recap. Now, those 3 Ps, profile building, platform optimization, it's called the PPP framework, right? Profile simply means you building all the content that will go into your engine room. Who can tell me what the engine room on LinkedIn is? The about, the header, and the header and the banner is your engine room on LinkedIn. So all the content that will go in there that will ensure that you are search engine optimized, right? Is what is called profile building. Building the content that will showcase the value you carry. That is what you call profile building. So before you can actually have an optimized profile, you must do that step first. So whenever you hear people telling you, I can optimize your LinkedIn for you, I say, when did they build your profile? Do you understand? As in, when did that person build your profile? Because it is that thing that they should carry and take into your LinkedIn. So if you've not built a profile, you're wasting your time. Whatever it is that person said they did for you is not optimization. What they did was take your CV and put it in some sections, and that's basically it. Because if the value you carry does not carry the necessary keywords, in fact, the first thing that any professional or who is good at what they do should ask you is, what is the goal you intend to achieve? For instance, and I'll give you a perfect illustration or a case study. If someone that has 10 years of marketing experience comes to meet me and I ask them, what is your goal? And the marketing person is saying, oh, I don't want a job. I don't really want to get a job. I have a job because I've had a lot of, like, what am I even talking about? Maybe 50% of my clients are not looking for a job. Do you understand? They are looking for other type of global opportunities. So they say, oh, I need a job, or I need whatever. So I need other types of global opportunities. The moment they tell me the other types, the kind of thing I would recommend to them, if it was a job they are looking for, it's slightly different. Even if I would recommend similar positioning things, but the kind of, what is positioning? I will come to that. That's the third P, right? But it ensures that because I know their goal, I will say, when you are writing your article, this is the direction your article should go. So that we are coming to you with opportunities that has to do with what you want. For instance, this year, I'm not sure anybody has offered me a job on LinkedIn, and it is by my doing. Do you understand? Why? My positioning since January is to get partnerships for iTrain Africa, Skilled for Work Academy. And I've had 5 people reach out from solid places. Do you understand? World Bank, IFC, that's International Finance Corporation, and EduTech in India. What's it called? Someone from Netherlands, this thing. And there was one more person. Do you understand? Reach out to me this year alone. Like, it's on a monthly basis. Now, why am I saying that? I am particularly, so if you are optimized for a different purpose, like, my friend Amara, as in, would typically say, Derek, hey, this your positioning, like your message on what you need people to reach out to you for is very clear. And please, the word is reach out. What I teach is how do you attract things to yourself? That is a higher level than how do you apply. I can teach you how can you apply in maybe 1 hour. Do you understand that kind of thing? But apply is a whole different ball game because it is a higher level of this thing. And why do I choose attract? I always say, when you are attracting opportunities, you have the negotiating power. When you come to me, I dictate the terms. When I come to you, you dictate the terms. Do you understand? So I always say, I would rather put myself in a position where you are coming to me, right? But I need to do the work for you to come to me. Now, so the first P is always, how do you build the content that goes into that session of LinkedIn? So if what you currently have or what you have done and you say you have optimized is take your CV and update your education, update your this thing. You have not optimized though. You did not optimize anything, because that is the only reason why you're getting 183 views, 148 views, and nothing has ever come, is because you have not optimized. You just dumped your CV on LinkedIn. Now, after the optimization, after the profile building, I take the content, you now take that content, put it on LinkedIn. And of course, there are 20 plus sections that you also need to, apart from the 3 major sections I first mentioned, there are other sections on LinkedIn that has to do with different other things. But if you get to the top of your LinkedIn profile, for instance, you will see LinkedIn divides the sections on LinkedIn into 3 major things. Now, under each of those 3 things, you can see up to 888 there. Do you understand? So there are about 20 plus in all that you need to fill up. Now, the first one, they call it the core, meaning that all the things you must fill. The core is where you have the about section, your education, your school, your skills, and things like that. So there is recommended. That recommended has different things, and there's additional. Like if you go there, you will see what I'm talking about. I don't want to go like, I cover all that in my GOP program, like taking them one by one, right? Now, when you see those things, it means that all those sections, because there are some of them that needs written content. There are some of them that needs selection, right? There are some of them that needs people to do it for you. So what it means is, I want to give you a perfect example. Some people, a section like recommendation on LinkedIn, which is in the additional, something like that, it's in the recommended. Recommendation meaning that somebody should recommend you. I've seen some people send out recommendation requests to people they shouldn't be sending out recommendation requests. I said, hey, you are better off not having recommendation than getting certain recommendations. Okay? As in, and the kind of people you should be sending recommendations to, I always say they're in 3 different categories. They're in 3 different categories. Like details of those categories, why those categories and everything is on the GOP. GOP is the Global Opportunities Program, my signature premium program for experienced people. Now, the 3rd P, after let's say you've optimized the platform, 2nd P. 3rd P is positioning. Positioning means intentionally carrying out acts that put you right in front of the people that will give you the opportunity. That is what positioning is. There are different things you can use for positioning. LinkedIn event is one. Article is one. There are different things I recommend, right? Article is one of my popular recommendations. Now, article is a type of content on LinkedIn. There is newsletter type of content. There is carousel kind of content. There is PDF guide kind of content. There is regular post kind of content. The one most people know and do is regular kind of content. And guess what? Regular kind of content really just drives vanity metrics. Vanity metric means I like. That is a vanity metric. Huh? People are liking you. That is a vanity metric on LinkedIn. So I always say, when you are ready to get seen by the right people and be search engine optimized, you will go and invest in how to write great articles. And they are not educational articles. They are not social articles. LinkedIn articles is a mix of both. So I'm not even sure someone that will say, oh, I'm copywriter, this thing, will understand the dynamics. So like on my PPP framework, under the positioning, a major skill I teach is how to write 7-step paragraph LinkedIn article that contains 13 elements that must be there. There are 13 different elements that must be in your article for it to be working on steroids, for it to be working in your sleep. Like you will be sleeping, people will be sending you LinkedIn messages and be saying, I want to work with you. Do you understand? There are 13 different elements that must be in that article. If it is not there, you are wasting your time. Now, I've talked about 3 major things today. Why LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the largest professional network. I've also talked about what global opportunities are, the different categories. And I've also talked about, what's it called? I've talked about the PPP framework. Hi. Rotimi Itayo, how are you doing? Today is your birthday. I think I've seen that online shortly before I rushed into this thing. So happy birthday. How are you doing? So yeah, we've quickly breezed through a rundown of the whole thing. Now let's go to transitioning. What exactly that's the main topic of the day, transitioning. What exactly does transitioning mean, right? I would say transitioning is you going to start off something in simple terms, else, apart from whatever it is you have been doing, right? So that is what it is. Like you are starting something else that is not the typical thing you would ordinarily do. That is what transitioning means. And by the way, my YouTube audience, I'm here, so you can drop me questions. I will take it. Same thing, my Instagram and my Facebook audience. If you have questions, you could just drop those questions. I'll take them once I'm done explaining this thing. So it means you are starting off something else. Now, what are the reasons? Let's first start from reasons why you can be transitioning. For some people, it is for Japa. And I would say maybe someone that has been in the legal department in their country now wants to go to Canada, or they are following their spouse to Canada, or they're just relocating to Canada. The first thing they must understand is law is not the same thing everywhere. So it is either you choose to go back to school and go and become a lawyer in Canada, like a lawyer that understands the laws of Canada, or you decide to transition. It doesn't mean you don't have years of experience in the country you are coming from. So that is the reason number one. An average professional with experience will want to transition. Reason number two, and it is valid, and I recommend different things on my Global Opportunities Program for people that have different goals. Like I always say, when you come on my program, the first thing I say, okay, auntie, bros, what is the goal? So that you are not going to just do general this thing, so that we understand what the goal is, and you can create a LinkedIn profile that is suitable for the goal. Now, who was it? There was one of my clients that did that in December. She left in January. And by January, what was she doing? Maybe banking, or one of those things that is very hard to import your experience into another country. And she had to migrate into real estate. And she was like, Doc, you will not believe it. The very first LinkedIn article I wrote got me a deal like in 5 figures of this. You're like, Doc, the commission I got from that deal, I feel like I should come and pay you 1 million. Like, do you understand? When someone is telling you the commission I got from a deal, from one LinkedIn article that you taught me how to write, I feel like I should come and give you 1 million. Just think about the rest. Do you understand? Think about whatever the commission is for her to have suggested that. So I always say for that kind of a person, when she knew she was going to Japa by the beginning of this year, she had come on the GOP in December of last year to come and sort herself and learn how she was going to position for the new career path. Now, the reason number two, you may want to switch career paths is just for fulfillment sake. Meaning, I have been all my life, I've been hustling as a professional. I've been hustling and I've made enough money. And it happens a lot. I've made enough money. Right now, I want to get into a career path that I want to live the rest of my life. And somebody will tell me, and maybe someone like me, it happened to me. So I totally understand that how you would just transition career path towards your mid-age. Let me put it that way. Your mid-age, just transition, because you just know that you don't want to spend the next 10, 20 years of your life doing what you currently do, because you know it's just also. If you're that professional, the beautiful part about it is your own is about, you're not trying to build something different, but you have some skill sets that you can import from your current this thing. So for you, well, as in, I'll talk about different recommendations, but first, let me talk about the reasons. The third reason you might want to transition is for simply monetary purposes. Meaning, because the second category of people that they want to transition for fulfillment, I can guarantee you, some of them will come to me. They will say, I will earn nothing. Just let me build in this new career, but I don't mind earning nothing. The third category of people are people that are transitioning because of monetary gains, meaning that the current profession they are in, they've realized that they've jamba, meaning that they've gotten to that point that they cannot necessarily increase their average earning without going into another thing or another career path. So those kind of people, they are trying to say, okay, this is what I have. I would typically see those kind of people say they are looking for the closest job to what they currently do, meaning, oh, they've been doing they've been doing something in their organization, and that thing is getting stale, meaning that nobody will pay you more money for that thing that you're currently doing. Maybe they're doing administrative work, and they discover that admin work, they cannot just, it's not a job that somebody's willing to pay them for. So you sit there and you say, oh, I want to go and learn a bit of tech to become a tech support person, because admin is about supporting an organization. So you say, let me just learn a bit of tech and transition into tech so that I can still render support or tech support. Do you understand? So they become an administrative staff in the tech space. Those ones are transitioning slightly because they know how to support already. They just need to now learn it in a different industry that has a higher earning capacity. And I will stop at those three for now. There are different reasons, but I don't want to go into that. Now, whichever of these three categories you fall, here are my recommendations to you. And LinkedIn is going to be part of the recommendation. The first category for JAPA. In fact, you should have developed that your LinkedIn profile yesterday. Like yesterday. You know why? It is in this part of the world that somebody can maybe even still employ you and not look you up on LinkedIn. In some parts of the world, is a lie. It cannot happen. Like it would not happen that they will not look you up. So for someone that has, they are going to Canada, you're going to the US, like trust me, I've had, maybe because I have people come and narrate their painful experience in our inbox. So when I say, whenever you hear me say on an Instagram live or whatever, and I say I'm pulling your hair, know that that's it has happened to people, and it did not end up well. There was someone who had traveled last year in August who had wanted to come on my GOP, and she said, I quote, so it is ordinary LinkedIn that I will collect, that I will pay all that money for. I paraphrased what she said. Then she traveled. I think October. Then in November, she was back in my inbox. And I was like, okay, what is happening? She was like, if I had known that I would, before I left Nigeria, I would have done this. That right now, I feel really inadequate. And I said, what happened? And I said that I had, she gave someone a CV. She did all the necessary things, all the things, formatted a CV to Canada style and everything like that. Right? Formatted at this thing to this thing. And the next thing is, she submitted a CV. It is easy to format your CV into whatever style, because there are a lot of templates out there for formatting your CV into the country style, Canada, American style, and all those things, British style. But LinkedIn is where they will catch you. Now, she got there and she got to the interview stage of this job that she liked. Then at the interview, said, oh, can we have your LinkedIn, whatever. So like, she knew at that point that she had goofed. Then they went to her LinkedIn and basically there was nothing. There was nothing. That's just the truth. There was nothing. And she was like, at that point was when the countenance, the countenance of that interview changed. She was like, Madam, I just felt really bad because I'd gone through, she had spent time in that process, and LinkedIn just checked that as an. So I was now telling her that, Madam, think about how much you would have earned in just, I said, right now, you will still do the LinkedIn, maybe do the LinkedIn, learn the LinkedIn, take my 6 weeks program, do all what you're supposed to do, maybe spend 2 months or 3 months in preparing, then you'll start. I said, you would still get it because right now you have realized, you have now come to invest your resources in getting what you need, because then you didn't know you needed it. So you felt it was too expensive for you to invest in it because you didn't think it was a necessity. Now, but what she had lost was time and money. There is absolutely, the kind of job she was trying to get, it is not a job that will pay her less than $5,000 in dollars. So, and she was supposed to invest how much? About $300 in this entire program. So I looked at it like, hey, imagine you had invested $300. Your first month's salary would have covered how much? Maybe that thing in let me say 5, did I say 5? 25 times. You would have, do you understand what I'm saying? So I always tell people that if you actually think about what you need, in terms of what you really need, you will be investing your resources in the right things. And when I say resources, your time and money. Because first, I've seen different categories of people come on GOP. They will pay. They will not go through the program. Then they come back. There's someone joining batch 7 right now that is coming back to pay again. Do you understand? So I would say when you are ready to invest resources, get yourself to the next place you need to get yourself to. Then I have a formula that helps you on my program. Until then, you can come on my IG live and listen to me and gain some clarity. Now, so if you're in the jackpot category, you have plans of jackpotting in 1 month, in 3 months, or you just jackpot. And trust me, I think there were 3 people on my program last December that were in that situation. They went 1 year later, they had to come back. Because why? They were doing menial jobs and they could not get the kind of job that they were needing until they came to build. So now, jackpot people, your own is like yesterday, depending on when you are planning to jackpot. That one is non-negotiable. Like it is non-negotiable for you. Now, number 2 category, here is my recommendation. You want to transition because you need fulfillment. What you are currently doing, it has moved beyond money. Those kind of people, here is my recommendation. The first thing I always recommend to those kind of people is, and I'll give you a perfect, I'll use myself as an illustration. Should you want to transition based on impacts, what it means is you need to serve. You need to serve. And when I say serve, you need to serve freely without monetary gains. Will it pile up to money at a later time? It will. And I will use myself as a perfect example. So if I say you need to serve, it means you need to go the volunteering route. You need to go the volunteering route by what? Trying to take up positions locally within where it is. Like, go to where you have no entry, like no barrier. Stop saying, I want to, oh, doc, let me first get international position. And trust me, some of you will join my program. I want you to come back here to this video and come and comment whether what I'm currently recommending is not the same thing I recommend when you join my program. That's the Global Opportunity Program. I always say, I would rather not give out an information than give out an information that is not correct because I'm giving somebody for free, right? So please pay attention, because why did I have to say this? Sometimes when people are getting clarity for free, they think it's not free. My clarity sessions are paid for, right? About $130 per hour. So when I'm giving you information, please take it and hold it, because I'm dashing you money. Now, I would say, please look for a place that has low entry, low entry. Get yourself on the volunteering program, on a volunteering project. Make sure that you get yourself a title that is close to the kind of thing that you hope to build a career, a new career, or you want to transition into. I did it. Ivie in 2021, my clients did it. She had earlier taken a certification in something from one of those prestigious institutions in, is it digital marketing, something. Then she came and said, oh, I have a certification. I want to transition. I want to start getting this kind of thing in this field. I said, madam, your experience is in marketing. Your 13 years of experience is in marketing. You cannot automatically just import it. I said, you have to go the volunteering route. So what she did was, she said she will volunteer for me on the Global Mentorship Conference, and she will decide, because she has a great experience in marketing and building PR, like campaigns. So she said, let me build your PR this thing and get on your project while I am doing both marketing and projects, project management of the GMC for you. So she had wanted to get into projects, all this agile, all those things, so that she could get into it, then move out of the country and things like that eventually. Now, so when she got on my project, she did an excellent job, even if, so basically she had knowledge about what she was going to volunteer in. She had taken a course or whatever certification in it. So she had knowledge. So she used my project to do implementation while implementing that, she was also delivering value to me in the what she had expertise in. So basically, I could recommend her for both things, like in the marketing, but she did not need my recommendation in marketing. She needed my recommendation in the new line of things she was doing, like the project and everything. So because she had done a lot of work before, she could handle that for me. And of course, she had taken knowledge, that is, she had the knowledge, course and everything on that she used for me. Now, fast forward to November of that year, I think it's 2021, she got, October, she first got one of those jobs based this about $1,005. She was working remotely out of Nigeria. Then we used that as a stepping stone. So the first thing she did was the volunteering. She learned from, she paid, trust me, I always say the truth. I said, our own PPP framework, she paid me as a one-on-one service, because as at then, I did not have GOP. GOP is the group format. I only used to collect money one-on-one and just rest and everything until 2022, when I turned it into a course that made it more affordable for people. And it also eased my pressure, because then I used to have a lineup of people waiting to work with me one-on-one. How many can I handle? So I had to systemize how I dissipate my knowledge. Now, what it meant is she started working in August. So for people that need to transition based on this impact chain, you need like between 3 to 6 months. That I always say, depending on what your goal is, when you join my program, I always say your timelines will be different, because you will now need to build a system to transition this thing. I used 2 years to become an impact entrepreneur. I used 2 years to be this person who is an impact entrepreneur, right? Why? Because I was in the academia. I was not, like, it was very far from where I wanted to transition into. So my own required that I needed to do a lot of things, from trainings to learning how to build online courses, to volunteering as an Unleash ambassador. Mine took a longer time. Of course, I was getting small things along the way. But by the time I was done executing my strategy for transitioning, it accumulated into a very big thing, because I was able to get first into Natural History Museum of London to serve as the design lead. It was a global project. Next, I moved to the Museum for the United Nations, covering 23 locations. So sometimes what you want to birth may be an elephant. So depending on what you want to birth, it may take a longer time to transition and birth that dream. But I can tell you, whether it is the 3 months journey, 6 months journey, for the category people of people that are transitioning based on impact, I always say the formula works. Knowledge, this thing, then the bigger thing, right? The formula always works. So that is my recommendation if you are transitioning. And how does LinkedIn now come into play? The greatest mistake some people make when they are transitioning is not telling their story on the right platform. I always tell people, come on GOP, come now as you are beginning the transitioning journey. With your results be now? No. But there are some things you need to know now, because on your transitioning journey, there are articles, there are storytelling you need to do, that you need to use your journey of transition to tell it. So if you do not already understand my framework on how to write articles and the kind of content that will help your transitioning journey, you would have wasted your journey. Because some people say, oh, ma, okay, you said I should volunteer. Let me go and do that volunteer. And come back and say, hi, madam, don't do it. You know why? You would have wasted your volunteering journey. And the main core of why I want you to volunteer, the stories you will tell out of it, you will not have told it. Because, or you may have been telling it in the wrong way. By the time you now come on GOP, you will now realize that you wasted your time, because the story you want to tell out of that journey has passed. Do you understand me? Who understands the rationale? So I always tell some people that your GOP might take time to work, but learn it so that at least as you are implementing all the things I'm talking about here, you are implementing it right. You are not wasting your time just doing free work. You are getting benefits from the free work. Category 2 of transitioners, impact people. Category 3 of transitioners are people that transition for monitoring gains. Their own, I always say their own is valid. It means if you are transitioning for money, I always tell people, don't transition too far. You will ask yourself, okay, I am, like I said, the support, admin support, for instance, you are doing admin. In a conventional company. But you need to become an admin. So it means that in your own how to do, you know how to work, levels of skills. There is a soft-functional skills, meaning how to work. Then there are technical skills, meaning the knowledge of the work you are going to do. How you work, soft skills or foundational skills. The knowledge of the work you are going to do is the technical skills. You say, oh, you have technical expertise in accounting, technical expertise in lawyering, technical expertise in being a doctor, in medicine. Do you understand? You have technical expertise in being a nurse to give injection, but how to work. So basically, if you are coming from, you are an admin staff, so you want to become a tech support this thing, because you've seen that in an admin staff, all you are able to earn in a month is $300 or $200. Whereas as a tech support this thing, you can earn up to $1,000 or $2,000 in a month. Do you understand? So you need to move from conventional tech admin to conventional admin to tech admin. For someone like that, I always say your own is almost like you're not doing that leap. So it will take a shorter time. But of course, LinkedIn is still in the strategy. How is LinkedIn in the strategy? Your own, you will need to apply for certain rules. But before you start applying, I always say you may want to. Can you transit? I will answer that question, Odukoya. Odukoya, I'm coming. As I answer that question, right? So, what's it called? I was just saying, I quickly lost my line of thought there. So I was just saying that your own means that you need to take your how to work skills, the soft skills you already know how to do admin support. You will now need to learn the technical skill. You will need to learn the technical skill of tech, because if you're an admin that was doing paperwork, you know how to support your team, but you don't know how to, and you now want to transition into tech. Maybe you want to come into my ed tech, for instance. It means that when you are doing admin in my place, you need to understand the interface of the back end of the website. Like, you need to be able to enroll students for me on my website, meaning that you need to be able to get to the back end of my website, do enrollments, list people, tag people. Do you understand? So you need to learn the technical side of your work, meaning that you need to come. I always say two major things that are my recommendation for those kind of people. I said, find an internship role. Why? You already know how to do admin work. But now go and intern in a place that is your aspirational place. Meaning that I always say, please, that is, of course, you may come lower in terms of earning. That is the time you now go and say, please, oh, I'm an admin person. I want to do a change of this thing, as in, do you have internship positions, or I'm going on a career sabbatical, whatever it is, in case you're in the academia. Do you understand? Academics do it. They will say they're going on a sabbatical to go and do this thing. Why? They already understand. It's like me going on a sabbatical to a lab in UK to go and learn instrumentation. Do you understand? I would rather go, maybe even earn higher, lower money. Are you getting me? Why? Because I now need to learn some technical expertise in my field. So I will say, let me go and learn the instrumentation in that UK lab. That is how it is. So I will say, it's as if, but in the academia, they will say they are going on sabbatical, they are going on a learning leave, they are going on whatever it is you call it. But in the regular way, they will say they are going, like, you're trying to, just go and do some internship in it. Internship does not mean you don't have experience of work. It means that you are trying to get certain experience from that thing while rendering work service in that thing that you already know. Meaning that I always say there's a difference between internship and apprentice. Because some people will come to us and say, I want to be your intern. I said, okay, madam, you want to intern for me, meaning that you have some skills that you can use to deliver work to me. Only that you are now learning some extra that probably you did not know in your former place of work, because that is the only thing internship means. Do you understand? So when you say you want to intern and you don't bring anything, you're not interning. You are coming as an apprentice, meaning you are coming to understudy me to work. Do you understand? There's a difference between volunteering, internship, and apprenticeship. Do you get it? There's a difference in the three. So, which is why I say, depending on what people come to on my GOP program, say, you is internship you need. You is volunteering you need. You get on an apprenticeship program. Go and pay somebody to do understudy. You need to go on an apprenticeship program, because this one you are going to learn work. You are not going to intern. Do you understand? So those are the three major categories and how LinkedIn comes into play. Now, the last category of people, what it means is they can use LinkedIn to find such internship positions, right, quickly by applying for it. They can also use that opportunity as they are interning in that company. There was somebody that I recommended that to this, and I said, you would tell the life out of the story of that your internship this thing, because you need it for the next stepping stone, right? So all of them, for JAPA reasons, for impact reasons, for monetary reasons, you all need LinkedIn. Trust me. And you need to learn how to use the platform right. You need to learn how to use the platform right. Because the platform, and please, just in case you are listening to me, I always put a warning. I told you my framework is profile building, platform optimization, positioning, in that order. But before the P's is clarity, brand clarity. What I'm currently doing right now is probably even offering you some level of clarity. But that is not all, because on my program, when someone now tells me, okay, I'm a multi-potential light. I have diverse skill sets, right? I know I want to transition for impact, for money, for JAPA. Do you understand? But I'm not even setting like this thing. So when they come on my program and say, okay, at least now you know that you want to transition based on this kind of session. I'll now say, for you, go on my program. There are three major things I give them on my program. One of it is personality. There are other things like journaling. And my own journaling is not the kind of journaling I say journaling. There's a system to getting clarity around what you need to transition into. I just always classify it as journaling, but everything, or will I say, the things I teach on my program are designed by me. Do you understand? Like, it is designed by me. So most likely you won't find it by Googling or YouTube. Now, should you want to try it yourself, like the PPP framework, that is building the right content, optimizing your this thing, and doing positioning, do not do positioning first. Whenever people hear that LinkedIn works, here is what they do. They jump there and they say, Doc said we should be writing contents and be writing articles. Is it not to write article? ChatGPT, how do I write article on LinkedIn? They start writing article. You know what happens? They will write article. They will now start getting 100 views, 200 views, but still nothing happens. I said, you think nothing is happening? You are shooting yourself in the foot. Because what happens is, you probably have your eyes on a category of people that you want to see you. So you will now take bad behavior of some platforms that will not call their name. You will take the bad behavior from that platform. You will now go and start tagging people sporadically, like you do on other platforms. You'll be tagging people that have no business being tagged on your this thing. Don't try it on LinkedIn. Like, by the time you come on my program and you even realize that you should not try it, you want to cry. You know why? Those people would have already seen you as a nuisance. So it's as if, I always say, it is better not to do anything than do something that will make you appear like a nuisance. Because by the time you now figure out the right thing to do, you are doing damage control of your image. When some people even tell me, oh, I cannot pay for the GOP at once, I say, take a profile building course, pay half. When you pay half of the program, that is why the course is divided into two. I say, pay half. I will give you half of the course. Go and start learning to gain clarity and build the contents that will go into LinkedIn, because that one takes time. You will see that. When you come on my program, I say, oh, look, if you know you're an experienced person and you will come on a program and you expect miracle to happen without implementation, don't bother joining GOP. You will waste your time and money and everything. Because I'm all about, I say, do this. You take your time, you do it, and don't come to me with I'm busy. I always say, well, you know, busy, reach me. Let's be clear. Do you understand? Do you understand? Like, but I take my time to learn, to position. Everything I teach you, I do it. Which is why I'm one of those people, trainers, educators, that I always say, my success is not stopping. Like, I will not say I got this in 2022. I will still be showing you something from my inbox of a reach out in Netherlands from last month, because I am continually implementing my own method. And that is one of the reasons I still work with some select C-suite executive one-on-one. I always say, I like to work with those people one-on-one because it keeps me learning. Because for those ones, when I'm working with them one-on-one, I don't do it for them. We come together on Zoom and I'm in that session and I'm showing them how to do it. There is nothing like done for you LinkedIn optimization. It doesn't exist. It will not work. So even for those ones that are paying one-on-one, paying millions, for me to take them through the PPP framework, I'm still doing it with them. You need to show up for yourself. And if you're a middle-level professional or getting to like that level to 10 years, what brought you here cannot take you there. Let's be clear. Skills, I can do the work. I have technical knowledge to carry you from 0 to 10 years, maybe. At that point, what brought you here cannot take you there. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I've worked with ex-presidential aspirants. I've worked with AGMs of banks. I've worked with head of people that are topping fan, as in that's a federal project. I'm just telling you, I've worked with a lot of people that I cannot even mention their name outside. So I always say, at that level, what brought you here cannot take you there. Because what is required of an early career person on LinkedIn, their positioning will be different from somebody at the higher level. Your language on LinkedIn will be different. The kind of articles you will write will be different. And how do I know this? I've experienced it too. When I was starting Global Opportunities Journey in 2017, and now my language is different. Because I'm at what brought me here. At this stage that I am, when I was only trying to attract opportunities for myself, it was easier. Now that the kind of opportunities I'm trying to attract are partnerships for my organization, it means that I need to do what will get me in the eyes of those that will say, let's talk, let's get on a Zoom call. How do we support this organization and initiative? I always say, me now, I am trying to attract shepherds for my organization. And what does that mean? Shepherds means the people that can bring me thousands of people in bulk. Like, I am not looking for one clients on LinkedIn. I'm looking for the decision makers that can bring me the people in at once. So that level is a different ballgame. So please, whenever you say, is it LinkedIn optimization they are collecting? I say, no. You are paying for strategy. And it will take you years to get it, even if you start today. And I'm not joking. You are paying for strategy of what I have tried over the years, not just with myself, but with professionals, academics. I think last year alone, I worked with 3 professors. I lost count of the number of doctors I worked with. I'm just saying, 3 academic professors. I'm just going to stop there because there's some clients that I would rather even not just talk about, right? But I'm just trying to tell you that there is deeper, it's deep. So when you say, is it that deep? Yes. It's that deep because LinkedIn is just the platform that you now carry all the strategies you learn to and go and execute it on the platform. So out of the 5 things you will go through, which is clarity of your brand, what is the perception you want to build, then building the content that will form that perception, then taking that content to the LinkedIn platform where you now exhibit it to the people that you want to feel a certain way about you, then positioning in front of those people so that they can now reach out to you. Then the last stage is maximizing. When they finally reach out, how do you ensure that you are not blowing it? It's the 5-step journey you need to go through. LinkedIn is only at the middle of it. Do you understand me? So when you now see people saying, I'm attracting things on LinkedIn, broad rules, like Abel. Abel was in my December batch. Abel on January 13 came first with he was selected as a volunteer, all expense paid, trip to Paris from, is my client from Cameroon. Abel came last week. No, was it last week? Last 2 weeks, Ileya Day, that's June 16, June 17, and said, Doc, thank you. Again, I've been appointed as a delegate to represent Cameroon in Brussels. It's starting June, like the conference, the thing is starting July 19, July 15 to July 19. In Brussels, I said, Oga, as in, what is happening? As I told you, I said, maybe I should even dump all this, my SFW also this year. Let me go and start positioning for myself so that I can start traveling back on somebody else. I'm just joking. I decided that this year I was going to dedicate it to building the Skill for Work Academy and not positioning for myself. So I am comfortable trying to get partnerships for them. So I'm going to take questions now. Enough of the gist about transitioning. If you have questions, please start dropping it. Let me see. Let me see the platform. I will first take questions from Muina. I think it's Muina here. Muina, if you have questions from, what are they calling it? YouTube. I won't be able to see that. So the first question I'm going to take is from Odukoya. Can you transition between impact and making money? Yes, nah. When I got my role as a global program coordinator, it was for money now. And just what I was saying, that I was saying that once I'm done building all the courses and all the programs I'm building at the Skill for Work Academy, I'm going back because money is sweet. You think when you're earning thousands of dollars in 1 month, like, like, do you understand? As in, I need to make money to fund my lifestyle. Do you understand? So you can totally transit. And in fact, I believe that it's actually even easier to transit, now that I think about it, from impact to money. Because when you're in the impact space, most likely you're building an NGO, you're building something. You are building something in the impact space. Please, I want to always say, when you are building something in an impact space, I hope you are telling your story while you are building it. Just in case you are not telling it, there's still remedy. It will only take a longer time, because I've seen some clients that wanted to do that. So the first thing I asked them to go and do is go and start getting all the pictures you used to use when you were doing community service and whatever it is you are doing, you have to get all those pictures. So the story you did not tell them, you have to tell it now, right? So in that thing, what you will need to do in that regard would be try to look for, and that is what I did. The 2 times I worked internationally remotely, Natural History Museum of London is a non-profit. Museum for the United Nations is a non-profit. They are NGOs, do you understand? They might be on the global stage, but they are NGOs. Now, it means that those kind of organizations are looking for the rare combination of what you have. If you're in the impact space, maybe you own that thing. What it means is you would be a jack of all trades, let me put it that way, and you'll be a master of all. Because if you're running an NGO, you probably know how to apply for grants. You know how to, you are in different roles. You know how to seek partnerships because you are trying to get funding for your NGO. You know how to do multiple things. And those expertise are needed in international NGOs. And lastly, they need you to understand impacts. They need you to be impact-oriented because they run an NGO. They need somebody with tech, but they need somebody who aligns greatly with their value. So you have that rare combination. So I would now suggest to you that if you're that person, you probably now need to look for what is your greatest asset in your jack of all trade. What is your greatest asset in your jack of all trade? Like when you're running your NGO, do you think your greatest strength is in marketing that NGO? Is it in seeking partnerships? Is it in applying for grants? Like, what is your greatest asset? Is it in coordinating the event? You are very good at program coordination or project coordination. You have to look for what you do best within the multiple things you do within your NGO. Then take it, go to LinkedIn. I teach about how to then search for the kind of role that is appropriate. I don't know, Duka, if you're joining this thing, GOP, I'll probably share a screen on how you then go to LinkedIn, find such jobs based on the title that we now arrive at. Like, because one of the major challenges of people that have multiple titles or multiple things they have expertise in is always what role? Let me give myself an example. When I was doing the first international, I was a design lead. Design means that I understand the product innovation process. Like design, I know how to design the products. I know how to design the product. I know how to go in the design thinking methodology from product research to like all the empathy and ideation. And I know how to do it. Why? I gained the experience from the Unleash Global Innovation, where I served 2 years as an ambassador voluntarily. And I also attended the Innovation Lab in Singapore back in 2018. So I understand, I have the knowledge on how to do that work, even if I did not do it in a work to be paid, but I have the knowledge from doing the work. So now, when they were looking for a design lead, I could apply for a design lead because, hello, like I had done it for program coordination. It's why I was impact conference, coordinated it excellently. I across different three a proper job of coordination, and I knew what I was about that. I could execute it because one of the things was like you must be able to apply for grant. I said years ago, some years ago, it was 500,000 naira. It's currently at 268,750 plus tax. Contains 2 different online courses, 2 levels of support, and 1 ebook. Why do we attach that ebook? We realize that some people actually come on our program and they don't even have a LinkedIn page. Like they don't have a LinkedIn page. So the ebook is a starter ebook we sell independently, but we added it as a bonus to the program and things like that. So if you're coming on GOP, you are getting the first, like there's a course that is 5.5 hours. That course covers brand clarity, meaning if you're coming on the program, you're not even clear on what you are going to position for. That part, and majority, like half of the people that come are actually not clear. The second, on that same course, then you now move to building the profile, the content. That's 1 course. So for instance, if you say, oh, I want to start immediately, I will say, please go to the link at the top of my page, apply. It's an application-based program. If you have applied and we have sent you approval email, yes, we send people rejection email. We still send 5 people today rejection email. I'm very particular about the kind of people that get on that program, the Global Opportunities Program. I'm very particular about them. So you need to apply. I would, I'm tired for today. I will take out time this weekend to do another round of application because when I was checking, I saw that I had maybe like 15 other applications between yesterday and today. So I will take my time, maybe tomorrow sometime, to review. Why am I doing it myself? Again, this is not Skilled for Work Academy that is an open thing. I'm intentional about building the network of people that are in every cohort, like the kind of people that get there. So I screen, right? So the program, if you want to get on it, before I start my application tomorrow, if you want me to review your application maybe tomorrow or Sunday morning, please pick up the link. Just in case you cannot define the link for you, those of you on Instagram, the link is at the top of my bio. You see an application, it's a Google link. If you're on Facebook, right after this call, I will drop the application link in the comment section. If you're on YouTube, please just go to itrainafrica.com/LinkedIn offer. itrainafrica.com/LinkedIn offer as a single thing. LinkedIn offer, that is LinkedIn spelled LINKEDIN offer, that is OWFER. LinkedIn offer. Type it on your URL, itrainafrica.com LinkedIn offer. All the details about the program on that link. So you apply, you can read about the details, then I would access and give you a go ahead. And if you're on this call, you applied and we sent you an approval email. There was an early bird bonus. I promised a certain number of people. We have only 2 slots left in that early bonus. And you will need it. You will need that bonus after GOP. Trust me. People from batch 4, batch 5, they paid me for that bonus this year, 30,000 naira. Just so we are clear. I still got paid for that bonus. So it is not what you will not need. You will need it. So if you want to be part of the 2 people that get that bonus, if I've approved your application and you are still saying, let me be thinking, okay, you will pay for that bonus later. So I understand you want to give me more money, so you pay for that bonus later. But I encourage you to join as early as you can. Not even forget the bonus. You understand? Because some people will get into GOP and they will not get the bonus. Why do I encourage people to join early? The profile course, the first course, it takes time to implement. You can listen to it in 5.5 hours. Maybe on your way to work in the morning, 2 hours. In the evening, when you come back, 3.5 hours, you are done. But it is not Netflix. Netflix is I watch the movie, I stand up. It's not Netflix. There is an exercise I give you at the like in that particular course that you will need to go and start asking people questions to get answers. So it will take you time. So I encourage you to pay for at least half so that you get that course 1. Then by July 17, you pay the remaining this thing. We are starting GOP batch 4 on July 19. When I say we are starting the support. It has 6 weeks of live workshops every Friday, this time, 7 to 9 p.m. West African time. 7 to 9 p.m. West African time. We will come live on Zoom. If you're on the program, I will share my screen. So maybe in the course, I said, build your profile. I will say, make sure you've listened, done the first drafts of your profile. Me, I will now come online, workshop style. I will now, because like when you are building profile, there's a 7-step paragraph. So I would say paragraph 1, this is the heading. Paragraph 2, this is the heading. So we start, basically it's as if I'm building my own in front of you. So you are also doing, so if you came to my workshop, that workshop with the draft, we are going to be refining your drafts based on the better understanding you have. I like practicals. I'm a practical-based trainer. I hate go and listen and nothing, like you will not do it. So I would say this workshop 1, these 3 hours, by the time you are leaving the workshop, you should be going out with at least a draft. But if you have not listened to the course before you came to that workshop, you will not build anything. So even for people that pay me on last day, like they pay on July 17, or some people even come and pay after last day, they will pay on July 18. There was a woman that paid June as in the last day of registration. She paid in the morning. Before 7 p.m. that night, she had watched her course 1. And it helped her. That was the last batch. Why? It helped her because she could, during that workshop, she could start building her profile because she had listened to the course. So we were just walking. It's a workshop. Do you understand? We were working. So everybody was in their homes and working because they've listened to the knowledge. Do you understand? So GOP has started for those that have paid. It is unlike my Skill for Work Academy where we say until your cohort is started before we give you course. GOP is for busy professionals. So I give you the knowledge. Start consuming it in 30 minutes every night or 1 hour before you come to my class. Listen, learn, understand, articulate, do a draft of your thing, of your profile. Then you come to class on workshop 1 and we start. Workshop 2 is LinkedIn optimization, like that, till the 6th week. So I'm expecting that by the time that 6th week is done, you are ready. I think our second to the last workshop is always I review. I don't do it for you. Please, let's be clear. There is nothing like done for you service. Whether it is group or you pay me millions to work with me one-on-one, there's nothing like done for you. I work with you. I don't work for you in this particular thing. It can't be done for you. You need to show up for yourself. Let me be clear on that. So if you are looking for, I'm not your teacher for that. Am I the best teacher that can teach you this thing? Yes. Why? I have the biggest personal results you'll find on this side of the world. My results, they precede me, right? I'm not teaching you that. You won't find my knowledge on Google, forget. You won't find it. You understand? So I have personal results. I have results from professionals across 10 plus countries that I'm setting up, across geographies, UK, US, Canada, Cameroon, Ghana, Mali, DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, South Africa, Nigeria, of course. Like, I've lost counts. You can read up about them on my page. Like, go to the sales page, you'll see about everybody. No, not everybody. Some people that have worked with, I cannot list everybody, is impossible. Okay. So now let me take Facebook people. You don't have questions for me. So that's GOP. I've answered. Keep my slot though. I've been, Odukoya, you have applied. Oh, you've been approved. Really? We can't keep slot though, Odukoya. I don't know what your first name is. Okay, wait. Odukoya, now I was just feeling like I know this person, right? I don't know you now. I think I reviewed your application today. The name, I remember the name. Muina sent me a message earlier saying something like you applied, we did not see your application, so we needed to speed up your application or something like that. Now I remember you. I think that is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember that Odukoya because of that incident of today. Smile, is true. I'm still fighting PPPF. Okay, great. Sabur Ayila, that means you signed up. I don't know if you signed up. Congratulations. Welcome on board to the global side of life. And I'm sure maybe Sabur Ayila, maybe if you have first course, you'll be saying, hey, God, what did I get myself into? My course is beyond, I keep saying it, LinkedIn optimization. Your life is going to change practically. That is what happens to people. They act differently. They act like the global citizen that they are supposed to be. Thanks for the insight, Dr. AAA. Thank you for joining me. I'm looking through for questions so that thank you so much. 50% of clarity is gotten. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm called the Clarity King. Some people call me Dr. Clarity. You are joining GOP. Okay, fantastic. We are willing to welcome you. All the stories are available. Yeah, great. I think I have more clarity now on how to be visible on LinkedIn. Thought LinkedIn optimization gets you global opportunities. It doesn't. LinkedIn optimization doesn't get you global opportunities. Don't let somebody lie to you. In fact, the question is what you did is even LinkedIn optimization. Do you understand? What you did is even LinkedIn optimization, or you dumped your CV there, right? So let's even assume you did the optimization well. It is not enough. There is 2 things before it, 2 things after it. So don't let somebody be telling you LinkedIn optimization, you just be getting vanity metrics. You'll be gathering followers. As I am. Do you know since when I've been teaching LinkedIn this thing? Do you know how many connections I have? intentionally why I have that number of connections. I have 1,000. But people that have gathered 20,000 connections on LinkedIn will be coming to my program. Why? What they have is vanity metrics. Me, I have result of what I want, global opportunity. I don't care about, if you like, you have 90,000. Uncle, list your global opportunities. Let me list my, what are you talking about? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I beg, what we are chasing is different. As in, I'd better be chasing, like, I'm not chasing some vanity, so they'll be hailing me in 100,000 followers. No. As in, I beg. How does that help me? Do you understand? So we are chasing different things. So I always say, please, whenever you start going to join all those LinkedIn challenge, LinkedIn, whatever, 19 days of non-stop posting on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not where you post every day. There's one of my AGM clients, one article, she got confirmed as AGM. She got appointed to board. So I was one. We optimized LinkedIn and delivered one. There is someone I worked with from the US last year. She got 2 things within a week. Like, we finished the optimization on a Friday. Monday, Wednesday, before I had the next coaching call, we had gotten 2 things, right? So it's important that you know that strategy. And you cannot see my strategy on my LinkedIn profile because I'm in a different place. If you see the banner of people that are in early career that come out of my program, they have something different. Banner of people that are in senior career, they have something different, like the kind of banners they have. Banners of people that are trying to do impact stuff is different. So you cannot see strategy by looking at my profile. You can't see it because, like I told you, if I did not tell you now that I was positioning to attract partnership, you will go to my LinkedIn. You will go and import what I have there. And you'll be saying I'm not getting job. I said, did me and you sit down in strategy session to talk about my strategy before you imported it? You are looking for something different. Me, I'm looking for something different now. And you're importing my strategy. It's to not work. So you cannot see strategy by just visiting somebody's profile. It won't work. Okay. So I don't see any more questions. I don't see any more questions. So let me see. How many of you are coming on GOP? How many of you are applying? How many of you are coming on GOP? If you're not joining this batch, that is the July batch, because I know that is next where everyone is at. I say, we have a November batch. Me, I'm not that kind of person. I say, I don't drag you. Like, some people have been trying to join me since 2021, when I first launched out this thing. And they will come and say they are joining now. I always say, the time you decide that, this year, I want to attract global opportunities this year, and I don't have time again for trial and error. I just want to learn from someone, go and implement so that I can fasten my process. It's the day you decide that you come on board, that you learn. And that's your decision. I can't make that one for you. So, but I always say I encourage you, because sometimes when you do not see what I see or what people are enjoying, hey, sometimes when you do, ignorance is sometimes bliss. When you don't know, when you finally know and get that this thing, you will be angry, like legit angry at yourself. Like, what? You mean I was holding my own destiny because I did not want to pass with my money? Like, you will be legit angry. I have seen people, it happen to people that finally joined GOP. They will be angry. Like, what made me wait so long? I'll say, I can only encourage you. I can't decide for you, okay? So I'm happy. Like, tonight has been an amazing night. I don't have any more questions from LinkedIn, from Facebook. Apart from July batch, there'll be another batch. Like I already said, there is a November batch. There's a November batch. When is this starting? I think November 12th, thereabouts. So I do GOP 3 times in a year. November to December, that is 6 weeks. But please note, should you not even join this batch of support? Let me explain it again. Support, live support is what I do in batches. And it is even a bonus workshop. Before, I didn't used to do support. People pay for the course, they self-study, they do it and get results. But I realized that for whenever somebody joins the program and they are trying to transition, it means they will need clarity. So they need me live. So instead of them coming to pay 107,500 for 1 hour of clarity after paying for the course, I said, here is what will happen. Anybody that pays between this time and this time, I group them together for life support. Let me explain clearly. Hope is joining us on July 19th, the batch that is starting. Hope paid for GOP in March. Hope paid for GOP in March, meaning she had paid April, May, June, July, 4 months ahead of her cohort. And guess what? By May 1 and May 15, by self-studying the program and implementing, Hope got a company from the US reaching out to her on May 1st. May 15, another one from South Africa. So I always tell people that, see, just in case you decide that, oh, even if I'm not joining July, and you need to still get to get started before November, pay for GOP and be waiting for support. Start the program by getting access to the courses. Do you understand me? GOP is like, you pay today, you get access to courses. That is how it works. But of course, before you pay, you must apply. I'm just saying. So you pay today, you get access to courses so that you can be studying, implementing even before I have time to come and render you support live. So my support is I render support for a group of people, right? And that's why we say, okay, we now say we are starting. What we are actually starting on July 19 is the support, the learning. People have started consuming it. Since started consuming it since. So I encourage you to join as early as you can, as soon as you can. Dr. Clarity, I need a direct GOP 50% link because I can only 250 on the 2 links earlier sent. Okay, the app payment link, can you send me a DM? I will answer that DM personally after this. So the app, if you go to the link at the top of this page on GOP, like on this, my Instagram, and it takes you to the sales page, go to the bottom of the sales page. Just go to the bottom, just go to the bottom, the white part of the sales page, right at the bottom, you will see a link of 2-time payments. In fact, and you will see account number in case you want to transfer. You will see a link that takes you to seller to pay half. You will also see bank details that tells you this is the half price. At the bottom of the sales page, you don't need to just go to the bottom, you see it. Please, Ayinla Sobro, I have assessed your application, right? Please let me be sure. I want to be sure because for some reason I'm seeing your name and it's looking like I know you from somewhere, right? So it's at the bottom of the application page. If you click the link at the top of this page, it takes you to the sales page. It says Global Opportunities Program. That's if you are watching, sorry, for the purpose of those that are watching on where they can't click top, type in your browser itrainafrica.com/LinkedIn offer. LinkedIn offer. LinkedIn offer as a single / that is that slash like this. itrainafrica.com/LinkedIn offer as a single word. That will give you all the information you need. At the bottom of that page, there's a 2-time payment option. There's a 1-time payment option. And there's all the details you need about the program. No, it is not a done for you program. No, people that do MMM cannot come on my program. No, if you have less than 2 years of experience, cannot come on my program. So yeah, there are criteria to actually even join the program. If you want to use my program to scam people and build perception that you don't have, you can't come on my program. So I'm a global citizen. I'm a global opportunity expert. And I teach things that are ethically right to do. So it is important that you have that person before you come on my program. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on YouTube. Instagram, and Facebook. I would also be teaching again on Sunday, right? On Sunday. Why? Some people need access on Zoom to ask questions. So I'm not sure what time, but I will post it on my page. So if you need to join me on Zoom, Zoom is always more like Q&A, not really teaching. If you need to ask certain questions, because on Zoom I can share screen to show you some things. If you need to, I can't teach you GOP in the Q&A session. GOP is a framework, meaning on GOP, I'll teach you this is how you write article. This is how you write profile. Do you understand? This is a skill building program. It is not a clarity session. So even if you know you cannot learn GOP in a 1 hour Zoom Q&A, it is not possible. I just told you the course is a combination of about 11 hours. You can't learn it. So I'm just saying, I like to be clear with people. But if it is like, oh, I want to come to ask certain questions that I need clarity on, just come on Zoom on Sunday. And I don't work on Sunday, but I had to choose Sunday because that is when professionals really have the time. Moina, please also help me drop that link on Facebook for people that are on Facebook, and drop it in the comment section also on YouTube so our YouTube people can get it. Thank you very much, everybody. I really need to go. It's 8:30. I can't spend more than 1.5 hours. I have a 1-year-old son who is crying and saying mama at the door, right? Enjoy the rest of your weekend and see you on July 19th if you are joining me on the GOP.